The numbers are in.
That's right. These are the best and worst selling trucks of 2019.
And dude, how about we count down the midsize trucks first, from the worst selling to the best, and there are a few surprises in there.
There are indeed.
And finally do the full-size trucks, including heavy duties. And the big news there is that Ram outsold the Chevy Silverado.
Yeah, but there's more news, and that's coming right up.
Well, let's hit it right off the bat with midsize trucks. And coming in at number 7 is GMC Canyon.
That's right. Year to date, 32,825 vehicles sold. That is down 2%.
2%, I mean, it's a small decrease, but still it's a decrease.
It is a decrease, and this is a vehicle that hasn't really seen much in terms of renewal over the past few years. It's basically the same vehicle we tested a few years back.
But it will. This year, GM is promising that 2021 GMC Canyon AT4 off-road version will be available. So that's going to be big news, and hopefully they'll bolster the sales.
I hope so. They need it. Let's move on.
Yeah, next is Honda Ridgeline, which is a surprise. It outsold the Canyon.
Yeah, 33,334 units were sold. That's up 9%.
And the Ridgeline has also been mostly unchanged, although very recently, at the very end of 2019, Honda has introduced the 2020 model and introduced a 9-speed automatic now into that pickup truck where the old transmission is now gone.
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing because some people laud it and some people are a little upset about it. So it's an interesting thing to see how reliable that transmission will be over time.
But 9% growth is really impressive for the Ridgeline. It seems like if Honda wants to produce a few more, they can sell a few more.
Yeah, stable growth. Hey, well done, Honda.
Next up is a brand new truck that was just introduced in 2019. It's the Jeep Gladiator.
That's right, and TFL happens to have one.
Yeah, we just purchased a LongTerm truck, the Gladiator Rubicon.
Tommy, you mean we traded in our white Wrangler for a beige Gladiator?
Wait, it's not beige, first of all, it's Gobi. And second of all, yes, look how cool this is. This is a brand new 2020 Jeep Gladiator pickup truck.
Yeah, but dude, it's $55,000. It's a little tiny truck.
But how many trucks did they sell?
They sold 40,047 trucks.
That's not a full year of sales, obviously,
No.
right? Because they were coming online like in May, June, and ramping up their sales. So that's not a huge number compared to all the other trucks we're talking about, right? But I think they could probably grow those sales a little bit.
If Jeep was smart and they had an entry-level model that came in a little bit lower, one of the biggest complaints I'm hearing is that it's just too expensive of a vehicle. So we'll see what they do.
It's a lifestyle truck, but it's only available as a crew cab 4-wheel drive, and you got to pay money for that.
Oh yeah.
Next up is the Nissan Frontier, probably the oldest design on this group.
Now while it is down 9.1% from last year, they still sold 72,369 models. That is huge. Think about it this way, this vehicle has been around for a very long time in its current form. All the stampings, everything else that's been done to build this vehicle have been more than paid off. They are profiting big time off of each one they're building. Fortunately for us, a new one is supposed to be coming really soon.
Yeah, so we will see how that works out. I'm really hoping for some more news. Next up is another brand new truck that was introduced. It's the Ford Ranger. Came out at the very beginning of 2019, so almost a full year of sales.
Yeah, almost a full year of sales, and the numbers are impressive. They sold 89,571 units. Look, guys, that for less than a full year is a huge number, especially considering what's next on the list.
Yeah, and actually, if you look at the last quarter for Ranger sales, they sold just over 33,000 trucks in the quarter. If they maintain that pace, they're knocking on the door of the number 2 truck on our list, which is the Chevy Colorado.
That's right. Last year, 122,304 vehicles sold. That is down 9.3%.
Yeah, that is a surprise, dude.
It is a surprise, but not a huge surprise. Once again, not a whole lot of new product going on. It has an old interior. They haven't refreshed much on the exterior. Yeah, they do have the Bison out there, which is awesome, but it's not enough to bring in people in terms of overall sales.
I think they struggle to maintain sales partially also because of the Ranger and the Gladiator are showing up, right? You know, the Gladiator is kind of hitting that off-road segment, you know, with the Bison and ZR2.
The Ranger numbers you can't deny.
Right. But number one seems to be unwavered. The Toyota Tacoma is still number one.
It is, and with 248,801 vehicles sold, it's up 1.3%.
Dude, when we spoke to the Toyota guys, you know, like a year ago at the Chicago show, they said rising tide lifts all boats, and it seems to be they're still lifting.
Yeah, Toyota knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have a couple minor gripes. We really would like an updated engine, transmission, and possibly an interior, but they've done little things to sort of appease some people along the way, and it seems to be enough because that is a serious number.
And recently, Tommy and I took a Ford Ranger and the Toyota Tacoma on our trail in the Rocky Mountains, and here's how they did off-road.
All right, Andre, are you ready to tackle the Ironclad's trail?
Oh, it's gonna be a cakewalk. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be a cakewalk for one of the trucks, and it's the green one, I fear.
So this is the slowest setting. It's supposed to be doing it. Once again, unlocked.
Let's shift gears to the full-size trucks and heavy duties.
Yeah, now these are the big numbers, guys. These are the most popular selling vehicles in the United States.
Yeah, and once again, let's go from the least selling as far as numbers to the best. And Nissan Titan NXD is at the bottom of this list, number 6, at 31,514 trucks. Ouch.
Yeah, that's down 37.5%. Now keep in mind that that's the outgoing models, I should say.
Yep.
And unfortunately, Nissan's been sort of going down a bit of a spiral. Now, they do have a fairly new truck. It's been significantly updated. We've actually recently tested it, including doing our own MPG test before the EPA numbers have come out. And, you know, we'll see whether or not this truck is able to help their sales.
Yeah, you just did a This Just In on a 2020 Titan. They've updated them, new transmission, and the XD has also been refreshed. So we'll see if they can lift themselves up a little bit from that position. But number 5 on our list, the next truck is the Toyota Tundra.
Yeah, now the Toyota Tundra managed to sell 111,673 trucks. That is down 5.6%. Still impressive considering how old this truck is.
Yeah, it's been, well, first the new Tundra came out in about 2008. They've updated a couple times, but still, everybody's waiting for the new Tundra.
Yeah, we might have some news on that.
I
right?
know, and it's been latest information unofficially that it's been delayed or it's not going to come out until the end of 2021. So, guys, we may still have to wait, but negative 5.6% already. They may have a kind of an issue on their hands.
They may, but the good news is it's still a pretty solid truck. In fact, Andre and I managed to do a pretty fun video about that vehicle.
The 2020 TRD Pro.
Hey guys, great news! We have a 2020 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro in Army Green. Mwah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I mean, it's an old design and the data is in. This truck is no longer relevant.
Here's the deal, and this is important. This truck starts at around $33,400. Now think about that. That is really inexpensive for getting a big burly 5.7 liter V8.
Yeah, you're right. Competitors have, 6 cylinders or maybe even 4-cylinder engines. Yeah, you're right. Another thing they don't offer is a crew cab with a longer bed, 6.5 footer.
Aw.
This is a short bed.
Yeah, but everybody likes the short bed and everybody wants 4 doors. That's why they got rid of so many standard cabs.
Next up on the list, number 4 is the GMC Sierra. Once again, these numbers are including the heavy duty numbers. And the GMC Sierra had a really good year. 232,323 trucks. That's a lot of 2s and 3s.
Yeah, it is. That is an increase of 5.8%, and I have a theory about that.
Yeah, what is that?
AT4.
AT4 is a sexy beast.
It's a sexy beast, and I think it brought a lot of people into the dealerships.
Yeah, of course, the Silverado is also on this list.
Yeah, but that's
which
later.
Is coming up next. But I think I spoke to a lot of people, and when you say Silverado or Sierra, more people are leaning towards the Sierra style. So maybe that's why we're seeing big growth
Yeah,
in,
that
this,
could be
in,
the other
in
thing.
this truck. Yeah. Of course, next, number 3 on the list is the Chevy Silverado, including heavy-duty trucks. 570,639 trucks sold, but it's a decrease.
That's right, it's down 2.5%.
Yeah, this is not good news. This is very important for GM, obviously. But we got to remember, there was also a strike, the United Auto Workers strike.
Yep.
So I think, and several other outlets are saying that the strike may have affected a lot of these numbers.
I'm almost sure of it. In fact, if you look throughout all of General Motors, you'll notice that there's sort of a trend that things have dropped a little bit, and there's been a little bit of loss in terms of momentum, in terms of overall morale, you name it. So I think that this is part of it, and hopefully for GM, it'll balance out next year.
Yeah, and of course they're firing, I think, on all cylinders now. So hopefully in the Q1 of this year, once again, they will lift their sales. But the surprise here was that Ram, including heavy duty, really got into number 2 spot.
Oh yeah, big time.
In a big way. 633,694 trucks. But look at the growth, dude.
18%.
Dude, when truck brand loyalty is so entrenched, right, so important, growing by 18%, I mean, as far as in the last, 7 or 8 years, I don't remember that.
No, and I can tell you that that comes out of other trucks. Think about it. Ford, General Motors, Toyota, they're losing sales.
And Ram is picking some of these up.
Exactly. Yeah. Ram is absorbing them from there. So everybody kind of drops a little bit as Ram rises. And that is something to keep an eye on, because I have a feeling they're not done yet.
Yeah, and I think it has to do mostly with their features and style. They really hit the style really strongly.
Yeah, they did.
Heavy duty trucks, no matter what, and of course the 1500s. Before we continue, we have to address the styling. Yes, the truck has an all-new style. It looks familiar, but Ram got rid of the crosshair grille. A lot of you guys are upset about it, and you guys are writing us messages, and we appreciate your feedback about this. I asked Ram about it, and they made a decision. They said it was time to move in a new direction, so they did. On the inside, there's also the wireless charger system. There's 5 USB ports. 4 of them are now USB-C, the fast charging system, and the 12-inch screen, and just a lot more technology than they used to have are now available on this truck. And number 1 on this list is still the F-Series, the Ford F-Series, including the Super Duty and the F-150.
Right.
Sold 896,526 trucks, but they were down.
They were down 1.4%.
Yeah, which is, well, they don't want to be down, obviously.
No, some people would say that's negligible. I think that they're still very, very strong, obviously, with those numbers. But they do have a few things that are dated, including their interiors and some other things that they need to refresh and bring up to the level of Ram. Ram is charging, and I think that Ford really needs to address this. The good news is you guys can find a lot of updates that we've been reporting on TFLtruck.com, and hopefully Ford will use that in order to maintain their lead.
And also in 2020, Ford is promising an F-150 hybrid.
Yep.
The whole updated F-150. And there may be more news coming in this space. So F-150 is supposed to be very strong this year. So we'll see what happens. And you're probably wondering, well, what happens if you combine, for example, all of the GM trucks and then compare it to Ford? Well, here's how those numbers break down. I'm going to go to TFLtruck.com really quick. Have you heard of this site? This is pretty amazing.
TFL Truck? Yeah, as a matter of fact, they just did a story on the 4-wheel steering Ford F-Series truck.
Yeah, Nathan Edlund wrote that, I think.
He's badass.
But if you guys are wondering what's happening if you combine all Ford F-Series plus Ranger, they sold not quite 1 million trucks, but 986,097. So almost 1 million. And right below that is all of the GM trucks, including Silverado, Sierra, Colorado,
Combined.
Canyon. 958,091 trucks.
That's close.
So they're within about 30,000 of each other, and they're both selling almost 1 million pickups each. Those are huge numbers.
Now bear in mind, General Motors has opted to separate their sales. I mean, they could, if they wanted to, just lump them together and give us one number, but they haven't.
And if you're wondering what are the worst and best-selling cars of 2019, click the link below in the comment section and check out Nathan and Tommy going over all of those vehicles.
By the way, Andre, let's tell them about combined sales because these numbers are really impressive.
Yeah, for full-size trucks, combined, if you combine all full-size trucks in the U.S., 2,476,369 trucks were sold, almost 2.5 million.
Yeah.
And that's an increase of 2.3%. So the full-size truck segment is growing a little bit.
Yep.
But
if you look at the midsize truck segment, it is on fire, and we expect it to grow. Last year, 639,251 trucks sold midsize. That's an increase of 21.9%. Now, when you combine these together, that's over 3 million units sold in the United States, by far outstretching anything that you can have with a car, sedan, or even crossovers.
yeah, the crossover and SUV segments are still really strong.
They're really
but as
strong.
far as pickup trucks, I mean, these are big numbers.
Huge numbers.
And of course, guys, go back to tfltruck.com, our website where we have all this news plus a lot more.
See you guys.